Students, in this video we are going to learn about the factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. In the previous video we have defined Ohm's law as well as resistance. Here we are going to perform an activity to know on what factors the resistance of a conductor is dependent. For that, I am going to consider an electrical circuit consisting of an electric cell, an ammeter, a plug key and a nichrome wire. Now here in the rectangular box, if you can see, there are 4 different wires are there. What is the difference between them? Now, number 1 is a nichrome wire of length L and of area of cross section A and resistance R. If you see the second one, the second wire is also made up of nichrome whose area of cross section is similar to 1 but of twice the length than the first one. That is, the length of the second wire is twice the length of the first one. If you see the wire 3, the only difference between wire 1 and wire 3 is the area of cross section. The area of cross section of wire 3 is twice the area of cross section of wire 1, whereas it is also made up of nichrome. Now wire 4 is made up of a different material with respect to the first one but has same dimensions just like nichrome wire. For instance, I want to take fourth wire as copper. So total how many wires are there? 4 wires are there. Now I am going to perform an experiment by connecting all these wires and find out how the resistance is dependent on the dimension as well as the nature of the material. Number 1. Complete an electric circuit consisting of a cell, an ammeter, a nichrome wire of length L and a plug key as shown. Now plug the key. So whenever you are going to close the key, what happens? The current starts flowing through the circuit because of the potential difference developed across the terminals of the battery. So always the current higher potential to lower potential. Note down the current with the help of ammeter connected in the circuit. Now replace the nichrome wire by another nichrome wire of same thickness but twice the length. That means I am going to change wire 1 with respect to wire 2. Now wire 2 is connected in between the terminals. Note down the ammeter reading again, that is note down the current. Now replace the wire by a thicker nichrome wire of same length, mark it 3. So connect the third wire now by removing the second one. A thicker wire has a larger cross-sectional area. That means the difference between the first wire and the second wire is cross-sectional area. Again note down the current through the circuit. Instead of taking a nichrome wire, connect a copper wire, mark it 4 in the figure. Let the wire be of the same length and same area of cross section as that of the first nichrome wire. That means the difference between the first wire and the fourth wire is only the material, whereas the dimensions are the same. Now note down the value of current again. Now if you see, whenever I am going to change 1 with respect to 2 and 3 as well as 4, I have noted the current passing through the circuit. Notice the difference in the current in all cases. So does the current depend on length of the conductor? Does the current depend on area of cross section of the wire used? These are the 2 questions which we have to answer. So what happens actually here? Whenever wire 1 is replaced by wire 2, here the difference between wire 1 and wire 2 is the length alone. So whenever second wire is connected, the current has been decreased. That means the resistance increases. So as the length of the wire increases, the resistance will also increases. So both are directly proportional to one another. This is the first factor. When you replace wire 2 with respect to wire 3, and if you measure the current in the circuit, you find that more amount of current passes through wire 3 than wire 1. Means the resistance of wire 3 is less when compared to wire 1. So what is the difference between wire 1 and wire 3? Area of cross section. So as area increases, the resistance is decreasing. So both are inversely proportional to one another. Now replace wire 3 with respect to wire 4. That is a wire which is made up of copper having same dimensions just like wire 1. Here also more amount of current is going to flow. What is the difference between wire 1 and wire 4? Wire 1 is an alloy, whereas wire 4 is a metal. So wire 1 offers more resistance than wire 4. So factors on which the resistance of a conductor depend. So from the previous activity we came to know that the resistance of a conductor depends on how many factors? 3 factors. One is length, second one is area of cross section, third one is material of the conductor. How they are related? As length increases, resistance is also going to increase. So R is directly proportional to L. This is the first one. As area of cross section increases, so the resistance will also decreases. So R is directly proportional to 1 by A. If you combine these two, you are going to have R directly proportional to L by A. So if you equate them, R equal to rho into L by A, where rho is called proportionality constant named as resistivity of the material of the conductor. Now here, resistivity will determine the nature of the material. What is resistivity? In order to define resistivity, just take a conductor of unit length and of unit area of cross section. Unit length means 1 meter. Unit area of cross section means 1 meter square. If you substitute, you are going to have R equal to rho. So how can we define this? Whenever R equal to rho means what? The resistivity is defined as the resistance of a conductor of unit length and of unit area of cross section. So this is how we are going to define resistivity. What is SI unit of resistivity? Ohm meter. Ohm meter is the SI unit of resistivity. Now, conductors like metals and alloys have a low resistivity, that is from 10 to the power minus 8 to 10 to the power minus 6. Whereas insulators like rubber and glass will have high resistivity, that is from 10 to the power 12 to 10 to the power 17. So these are the factors on which the resistance is said to be dependent. Some relations which are used in numerical. We know that R is directly proportional to L. That means R by L is equal to constant. So R1 by L1 is equal to R2 by L2. In the same way, R is inversely proportional to A. That means RA is equal to constant. So R1 A1 is equal to R2 A2. 3. R is directly proportional to rho. That means R by rho is equal to constant. So R1 by rho 1 equal to R2 by rho 2. In numericals, they may relate numerical with respect to resistance and length, as well as resistance and area of cross section, or resistance with respect to resistivity. So then we have to use them.